Hello and welcome to the weather update tonight. It is 9 o'clock on this rainy night on January, should I call it January 12th. And you can see, look at all the rain tonight. Yeah, it's been kind of a wet evening this evening, a rainy night, as we're dealing with this moisture coming in to the area right now that is ahead of this storm system and cold front. So let's look at our current map across the country first of all. And California not really getting much of a break. Severe weather in Alabama. They've had some tornadoes there. See severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado watches in effect there. And winter weather advisories just for the mountains generally. Looking at our area, it looks like we do have a wind advisory in effect for Suffolk County from 11 p.m. this evening to 10 a.m. on Friday. Not for Nassau. So here we go, and you can see the winds gusting already. We got wind gusts up 24, 25, so it's rainy, it's windy, it's mild, 50s, temperatures in the mid-50s out there right now. Looking at Islip, 54 degrees, dew point 54 because it's humid too, and we'll see. You see, looking at that, you can see how the humidity has increased throughout the day. We had a little drizzle, on and off drizzle and mist, and then the rain started in the evening. And then we've had thunder. Oh, they even had some thunderstorms there reported. I didn't hear any thunder here. But there was a thunderstorm reported out in Suffolk County as well with mist and very strong winds. And you can see that rain is pretty consistent going on through the evening there. And let's see how much they've picked up so far. Let's see. They probably don't have another rainfall total right now. We can take a look at precipitation totals on the map, I guess. You can see even warmer in Jersey up into the mid-50s there. Throwing the dew points there about the same. Mid-50s, so 100% humidity. The air is saturated out there. And let's go look at our, well, I'm not even going to look at the highs because we're going to keep rising throughout the night. Let's look at precipitation here. And we will go in, and actually I should have done it this way, past 6 hours. See how much rain we've gotten. Close to a quarter, closing in on a quarter of an inch. So we'll see these numbers continue to go up because we still have plenty of rain to come for this evening. Let's go take a look at the models. Now, actually, we want to look at this radar as well. You can see some of this really heavy rain. There's some thunderstorms in there, too. It's eased a little bit compared to what it was a little bit earlier, about an hour or two earlier, but this is now moving towards southern New England. You can see this is kind of like the behind the warm front. We have this little break. We'll probably have some fog and mist and drizzle. And then this is the cold front here that we're going to be dealing with. And this is what's triggering all this severe weather now, moving through Georgia. Look at that. They've got some pretty bad thunderstorms going there as well. And then if we head out west, let's see, we see anything out west? Or are they finally getting a break today? No, here comes the next wave of rain for them offshore. So they're getting a little bit of a break. Looking at the lightning. We've had some lightning strikes. Oh, there's one right there around New Haven. So there are some thunderstorms out there this evening, and this is all part of the larger activity. This is the larger thunderstorm activity going on down here in the south into Georgia here and to Florida. Panhandle looks like they're getting pounded by some, again, severe thunderstorms. They've even produced tornadoes. If we go to the AccuWeather here and close this out, you'll see here multiple tornadoes touched down in Alabama. Georgia declares state of emergency as storms turn deadly. The two states issued the declarations following a myriad of tornadoes that tore through the south on Thursday, with one county reporting multiple deaths. Wow, look at that. That is really something. Very, very bad. So I'm going to put this in the link here. You can look at it below, but yes, it's pretty devastating. And I will, again, put that in the link below so you can look at that. That's just more of this crazy weather that we're dealing with. I'll tell you, we should not be dealing with this in January. So first let's start with the North American view and the jet stream as we try to change the pattern a little bit here. All right, so there's the trough that's coming through. Again, not really, no real connection to any really cold air, but this is, look at how far it's diving. So it will get pretty chilly after these storms in the south, and then so it's like a U-shaped trough, that's a really narrow trough. Again, we see these all the time. Front moves offshore, improving conditions, cooler for the weekend, just near normal. And then you start to see the Pacific Firehose start to break down a little bit. You're starting to see it break down a little bit, and that is a good sign. But unfortunately, the jet stream still remains a mess, and we still don't have any really troughing in the east as we go through the end of the month here. All right, this is out to January 28th. Still no big troughs in the east, and just a mess of a jet stream still. We're not seeing the fire hose situation as much, but the jet stream's just like breaking up now. It's just completely in a weird pattern. So unfortunately, not a pattern for any really big, any cold weather or any snowy weather. So looking at this, see that trough offshore, no connection to the cold air, and the trough's mainly out west. But you start to see that ridge build in Alaska, which will hopefully help to bring down some cold air. But you can see we're not really seeing it. It's all, again, we all said the jet stream's just all the mess. We have different circulations. No really good pattern for any real winter weather in our area when you look at this. Let's go look at the European as well. Pretty much they're all in agreement here on this. We'll use the 12Z run of the European. Yeah, pretty much. The European does want to dig a little more of a trough for next weekend, though. But when we look at this, I'll go back to the GFS. And let's put this back to the CONUS view. And our temperature anomaly here. You'll see how this is all going to pan out. So obviously way above normal tomorrow in the east, and much of the country is above normal. We go down to about average this weekend, but then boom, we're right back into being well above normal next week again, and continuing well above normal. But you start to see a little more cold air trying to come down, but again, we still got a ridge in the east that's keeping the cold air away. So this whole month is going to be well above normal. And this kind of backs up to what we're seeing, backs up what the Climate Prediction Center is saying. Here we go. Look at that. Deep red for the east. The southwest is below normal because, again, they're going to be seeing a little more colder air and, of course, the storminess they're seeing out in the west. And then look at this. Not really. It eases a little bit, but still, no, we're still not seeing any troughs in the east and above normal precipitation. So we're going to be dealing with more rain this month, more tropical soakers probably as we head through this month. So let's look at let's look at the precipitation here, the surface map, I should say. And you'll see here, again, there's that high that's going to build down tomorrow. The rain eases. Temperatures cool down. The front's kind of offshore, but it's far enough offshore that we shouldn't see any effects from it as far as rain goes, maybe some clouds. But that, you can see there's a storm offshore, but that stays offshore. This keeps us wedged in that little narrow bit of high pressure that should keep us mostly sunny, I think. And then we have this low kind of goes into Nova Scotia there. You can see there. This is the GFS. Again, keeps us dry. Our next chance of rain would be on Tuesday, slight chance, and then more dry weather. And then at least next week isn't looking like as bad as it was with all the soakers. But here we go, another low going well up into the lakes, high pressure. This is the next storm here to go. This would be a close call, but it looks like it would be rain for us. And you can see there's a high behind it. But again, no really cold air in sight, and no big snowstorms showing up on this map either. Looking at the European now. Let's go look at the European. I'll go to the 12Z because that goes further out. All right, pretty much in agreement. The low Euro deepens that storm a lot more and actually brings some of the rain into eastern Long Island, which I'm not buying at all, but on Sunday. And then moves that more offshore as we head into Monday. And then pretty much European is showing the same damn pattern pretty much at this point. Now, European doesn't show P-types. This could be a snow opportunity here, that far out. But, again, that's really far out. So it's very unusual to go this far without any snow at all. So now we'll take a closer look at our area. At least the pattern for California is going to ease after a few more storms. I didn't show you the satellite. Yeah, I wanted to show you the satellites. Let me show you that. I was leaving something out. So this is the satellite. Obviously plenty of clouds, but let me show you the CONUS satellite. So you can see, again, there's that moisture feed all the way from the Gulf of Mexico. And this is the air behind this front, which you'll see a lot of clouds behind it. And then we go to the west. And you can see this is the next storm. You see there's a little bit of a break. After this storm, there'll be a little bit of a break, but then this might be the last storm out there that they'll have to deal with, I think. I wish it would show the whole Pacific, but I guess it doesn't do that. I could go to the MODIS satellite and show you the whole Pacific. Let me do that. Yeah. So you see, all right, this is the next storm. But I think that's it after this one. So one more after the one they're getting, and then that'll be a break for them. So we'll take a closer look at our weather now. HRRR. 0Z HRRR run. And you'll see here, rain continues through the night. Showers, maybe like a little bit of a break, and then we get another batch of showers with the cold front around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then that should move on out. And we should be done with it by 10 or so. And that slowly moves offshore. But you can see the front getting hung up offshore a little bit. You can see. And that could be a focal point. And this, like I said, the HRRR, like the European, wants to have this low develop along the front and be closer to the front. All right. And it's a totally different opinion here on these models. All right. Because if we look at the GFS, we don't see that. Looking at the GFS, it's further offshore. But it's still close. And it's going to have to be watched. All right. Go back to the HRRR here. And again, as far as severe weather for our area, I don't think we're going to see it. But again, showers and thunderstorms possible until, like I said, around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right. Looking at the dew points. Let's look at the dew points now. You see that humidity there. There's that moisture, deep moisture. And we're going to be with that. Humidity will be with us until about noon tomorrow, and then it'll start easing as the winds go from south to the west and the drier air comes in for the weekend. But you can see that front kind of just hanging up offshore there like that. All right, there's the drier air, though, all right, coming in. All right, temperatures staying in the 50s tonight through tomorrow. We won't really drop below that until probably sunset tomorrow, when we'll see temperatures drop into the 40s, then the 30s, and then Saturday will probably mainly be in the 30s, according to the HRRR. GFS, same deal, in the 30s pretty much. Gets a little colder as you get into Sunday night, but then Sunday itself could be a little warmer, actually, so maybe it should be back above normal again, 40s again. And you can see 40s. So you see close to average, but then you see that warm, you got some cold air that's trying to come in, but looks like maybe by next weekend, maybe it's trying to build some more cold air in, but just seasonal cold air. You don't see any Arctic air here at all. No Arctic air, and it looks like a lot of stalled fronts. That could be an opportunity for snow, perhaps. So now we'll go to the skies, and there's going to be tremendous disagreement on this among the models. So tomorrow, we'll probably have mostly cloudy skies. We'll clear it out Saturday. It looks like Saturday could be mostly sunny day. Sunday, we have to watch the storm offshore again. But it looks like a mostly sunny day on Saturday. Sunday, we got to watch the storm offshore. There could be a really sharp cloud gradient. And then Monday also should be mostly sunny, perhaps across Long Island at least. And again, the model's going to have disagreements on this. And then next week, I don't want to go that far out with the cloud forecast. RGEM, which is our model of choice, which we like to use for the clouds, is completely different. RGEM, clouds through Saturday. And look at this, Sunday even. We may have to deal with clouds. So the RGEM keeps that storm kind of sitting there and keeps us in the clouds. And then we'd have to wait until Monday for a mostly sunny day. Again, this is the RGEM. So you can see how the models are just all over the place. NAM, don't have enough of the 0Z, and we can look at the NAM 18Z. NAM keeps most of it offshore, but again, it still has it hanging up over there. It has that front just hanging up there. And again, GFS doesn't do that. GFS moves it more offshore. So there's some uncertainty there for the weekend as far as whether we're going to have mostly sunny skies or not, or even rain chances for that matter. If we want to go look at some of the other products, so we'd have to go to Ventus Sky as far as the skies go, and I guess that would be our next stop here. So we're going to go to Ventus Sky here, and we're going to look at clouds on the Ventus Sky. So this is the HRRR, and I know don't go that far out on here. That already goes to Icon. But it's similar to the HRRR. You can see it keeps us in the clouds for Saturday. Maybe it has a break over Long Island, all right? It shows that's the HRRR, right? Icon. This is the icon for Sunday. So it has the clouds literally just offshore, all right? So maybe east end of Long Island will be dealing with clouds. I mean, I don't think that this is going to get hung up like the European says it's going to be, but we'll look at the European next on here. All right, so this is the European model. And you can see here, that's the European model, and you can see there. Tomorrow we'll have the clouds, obviously. Saturday, it keeps us in the clouds, all right? And even Sunday keeps us in the clouds. Sunday, it has Long Island in the clouds, maybe New Jersey is being clear, all right? And then Monday it finally pulls out of here before the cirrus rolls in. So hopefully we get a sunny day, because I'm going to not be happy if we don't get a sunny day out of it. But it looks like at least Sunday, it looks like the best bet of being a sunny day. Saturday, I'm not so sure. We're going to have to see. Again, the models don't agree on that, all right? You like to have agreement in the models when you're working with the models, So being that we're on the NAM, and let me move this up to the 0Z NAM, we'll take a look and see how it's handling the rain. So here's the rain again. And the NAM, again, moves it out a little later, maybe 10, 11 o'clock should be done. And that's as much as we got of the 0Z NAM. All right, 12 kilometer goes out a little further. But that's as far as that goes. And it looks like it keeps that rain pretty far offshore. So I'm thinking Saturday we'll hopefully get the sunshine. But it's really hard to tell right now what's going to happen. But hopefully it'll happen. I mean, the GFS, I'd like to believe the GFS, but we only have a few models that will say that. I think a better chance of sunshine is going to be on Sunday versus Saturday. But again, you're going to have to watch to see if you're on the east end, not only clouds, but possibly some rain spilling over from that coastal storm that will develop along the stalled front, because again, that shape of that trough, that U shape that we were looking at earlier, is the reason why we're seeing that. Again, looking at the Weather Prediction Center, you see this triple point low here, again, slowly inching toward our area. And it should be, like I said, we should be done with the rain tomorrow, hopefully by around 9 o'clock or so, Nassau, and 10 o'clock, Suffolk. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.